Who are you? You don't have
Alright.
to give your full name if you don't want to.
Alright, so my name is Douglas. I am Josteen's friend. I was born in White Plains
You were also born the same.
at St. Agnes Hospital, and it's now a retirement home.
Okay.
It was called Agnes?
St. Agnes.
Ah.
I remember, because I was born there.
Hey,
Motherfucker's memory is amazing.
Nah, my parents told me. Both my parents are from Guatemala, but they're now citizens. So they were immigrants, but now they're not. So yeah, I'm just pure Guatemalan.
Pure Guatemalan,
Just got
but born in America.
Guatemalan blood, born in America.
So starting with the first question, what makes someone American?
Alright, so in my opinion, making someone American means, well, being American, to me, is assimilating to the culture, right? So you come here from another country, you're not used to the culture around here. But once you start getting used to how things are run, how things are going, you start getting used to the lifestyle of being American, of being part of the American culture. That to me is when you become American. Once you become part of the culture, then you're American. Doesn't matter if you're a citizen, if you're an immigrant, if you're an alien.
Okay, so you think of the nation as a
melting pot.
yeah, and it's almost like it's I don't even know the word for it, but it's like its own organism. It doesn't have anything to do.
Basically, like its own ecosystem, you know.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with like your actual citizenship. It's like, are you part of the system?
Yeah, once you become part of it, once you start to contribute, then that's when you become American, you know.
When you assimilate, right? So
Yeah.
what are those assimilations? Like, what are the things that would make somebody American?
I mean, just getting used to the culture, you know. Just
How would you
Becoming-
describe the culture though? Like,
I mean,
what makes the culture?
I guess just like,
Is there an American culture, or is it so broad? Like,
I
for
mean,
different
it's just,
people?
I think it's just like a whole broad thing. I mean, what is American culture, you know? It's just everybody coming together, making one big melting pot. So it's just you become part of the wider ecosystem, you know? It's like there's different species of animals, but they all live together.
All right,
It's like that, you know?
I like that.
Yeah.
I haven't heard someone give that answer. So the second question, time or experience where you felt most American, and what about the experience made it feel that way?
Okay. Alright. So like I said before, I was born here in White Plains, right? So much of my life has been here in America. So basically all this is normal to me, but a time where I feel very American is when I go back to Guatemala, right? So like you're so used to the culture around here, right? And it's just normal stuff. But you go over there and everyone's like, yo, how is it over there? Like what do you do over there? How is it? How are the people? What are the restaurants like? And then that's when you realize you're like, yo, like I'm really from a different place. I'm part of a different culture, you know? And goddamn, but you're part of a different culture, you know? And that's how I'm like, wow, like I'm really American. Like they no longer like they don't like to me, like to them, I'm not Guatemalan, I'm American. Like to them, they like when they think of me, they think of America. They don't think of Guatemala anymore. So it's just like bro, like you're not Guatemalan, you're straight up American. And then I'm just like, damn, like not even to my own family, I'm Guatemalan, I'm American, you know. So I'm just like, damn, I'm very American.
So I guess, like, my natural response to that is, how do you feel in America?
I mean, I feel normal, and that's mostly because around like where I live, there's a lot of Hispanic people, so it just feels normal. You know, there's a lot of different colors. I guess colors. There's different types of people, so it's like you don't feel different because everyone else is different. So it's just you feel.
Have you, actually, that'll probably lead to the next question. But a time or experience where you felt least American.
All right. So, like I said, like, when you're around here, you don't really feel very different because everyone else looks different. So it's just like it's whatever. But I know one time, it was actually during the summer. I went to Texas, and then I went around there. I don't know if it was like Austin or something. and you just pull up there and you just look at it. You just look around, and you see that everyone else looks very different, and they don't look like you. And I'm like, damn, like I'm the only Hispanic around here.
Really? Is there a
Yeah.
particular part of Texas? Because I know it's the South, but I also know that it's very populated by Mexicans.
It is, but like I don't remember where, but there's like places that even like my family would tell me like, oh, stay away from there because they don't treat us well over there. And we happened to like pass by, and I remember we stopped at a gas station, and it's just like, bro, like everyone looks at you, and you're just like, do I look that different? You know?
Damn,
Do I
really?
look like, yeah? And it's just super weird because like you're in America, you know?
Yeah.
You'd assume that people would know what a person looks like, but I guess you look different to them.
I don't know if this has happened to you, but from my experience, do you feel like you have to, when you interact, let's say in Texas with someone who's like white, like that particular white, like Southern white,
Yeah.
and you might think they don't like you for your race, do you feel like you have to, I don't know, but like change their perspective of who Hispanics are? Like, have you had a conversation with one of those people and like...
I mean, I've never had a conversation with them, but I know like if I did, I definitely wouldn't try to change your perspective because how's one person going to change their perspective if that's just what they're accustomed to, you know?
Yeah.
Like, who am I to change someone's opinion? I'm just a person passing by.
Yeah, I guess,
So it's like, what am I going to do? So, you know.
Alright, so I need to know about you, alright, for the audience. So, your perspective... You want water? Damn, after this one I can get water.
I can take your time, brother.
Alright.
You got the coat?
Yo, I'm seeing too much of your profile. Look at me.
Alright.
Focus on me.
Alright. Where you go?
Who are you? Other than Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I get that part. What's your background? What are you? Where are your parents from?
Samoan. I'm Samoan. Yeah.
You're not fucking Samoan.
Part English.
Why did you choose him?
Part Australian. And I'm part out of this world. Hit my
Where are your
jack-
parents from?
Hit my jack.
Where are your parents from?
Ecuador.
Where are you from?
White Plains, New York.
You were born in White Plains?
Yes, sir.
The hospital in White Plains?
Actually, it's a retirement home now, so don't go check it out. It's gonna be a retirement home. You're,
Unless if you're old and retired.
Yeah, unless you're old and retired.
Dun-dun-dun. See, you're already American. What movie is that?
Rocky 4.
Oh shit. He's the most
And
American.
And Rocky.
Alright, so you ready for the first question?
Say less.
Alright. What makes somebody American?
What makes someone American?
Yep.
Blacking out on the 4th of July. You get a 30-pack
Of what?
of Budweiser. Come back home, right? You start off with some Stone Cold, right? Bam! 2 beers. You know what I mean? And that's how you start 4th of July.
Is there anything else you wanted to add to what makes someone American? Or is that...
Cheeseburgers and fries, Jimmy. Cheeseburgers and fries.
So moving on to the next question.
Yeah, of course.
Wait. Yeah, I'm...
Oh, wait, hold on. Jimmy, are you getting my good angle?
Angle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
That's perfect.
Stay like that.
That's perfect. Yeah, just look at me because I was too far off. I was getting more of your profile
Yeah, of course.
than anything. But now it's almost like, just a
Anybody got
little,
sunglasses?
damn. All right, so the next one. Tell me. Why are you so serious?
What? I'm listening,
All
bro.
right, tell me of a time or experience where you felt most American. Most American.
Yo, first of all, how are you gonna ask me this question and you didn't even tell me your name?
You know my name.
No, I'm really, bro. Just let me. What's your name?
What's my name?
It doesn't matter what his name is. Honestly, rooting on Rocky when he was beating Drago in the Rocky 4. Just like, wow.
What about it? What about it was like...
Just the way he just, brought back to the basics, just like went to Russia, trained there, just like had aesthetics, like the whole just like, you know what I mean, USA versus Russia. Like, let's be real, Cold War.
All right.
Cold War time.
So for you, it's like cheering
You know what I
on.
mean?
So do you get the same sensation watching the Olympics or something like that?
Well, that's different. I mean, it depends what you're talking about. You know what I mean? I guess.
Let's say hockey, the U.S. against Canada,
Of course,
finals.
Of course, bro. Of course.
You feel American then?
Of course, the most American. You know what I mean? Like I said, bro. Like whenever you're, cheering on America, of course. But I guess my least favorite time when I'm American.
Wait, not.
I guess would
I
be
didn't get to
like-
that question. Wait. All right, so time where you felt least American, and what about it made you feel that way?
That's tough. And it's a bunch of times. I mean, Vietnam War. You know what I mean? Like, why do we go to war?
But you weren't in Vietnam.
Of course.
How
I'm
was that
saying-
a time? Like
I'm saying that's
that wasn't a
time.
time for you.
Well, it was when I read about it in my history books. you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like,
The book was so good it made you feel like you were there. Okay.
yeah. Whenever the U.S. soccer team plays, you know what I mean. Let's be real, they're trash. So I don't
Okay.
wanna.
You're very
I'm
like.
sorry, guys. You know what I mean. Like Clint Dempsey's still trash. You know.
Oh, does he play anymore?
He doesn't
Alright.
play anymore. So, you know what I mean. Landon Donovan's already retired. Like.
You're breaking the fourth wall a lot, but whatever. Whatever.
It's because The Rock does whatever he wants. You know?
Wait, was that? Did he answer the question?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
I don't know either. Was that?
Oh,
no,
the
yeah.
least time. Oh, whenever we watch, what's the Jamaican sled movie thing? The Jamaican-
Bobsled team.
Bobsled team, whatever. Jamaicans, like there was a Jamaican bobsled team.
What's that movie called? Some Runners.
Something runners.
What's that movie called?
Yeah.
It's
well,
Ice
Bobsled
Runners?
time. Ice Runners.
Ice runners.
Ice
Ice
Runners.
runners.
Ice Climber.
I feel the I feel the less American there too. You know what I mean? I wish I was Jamaican when I bobsled team. You know what I mean? Like less American when I'm freaking watching 300 movie. Like come on, like
What? Why?
because I wish I was a fucking like Spartan. You know what I mean? Like, this is Sparta.
Like Einstein, bro.
Me and Christian are about to carry this presentation.
Yo, I'm not editing this part out.
I'm about to carry this presentation on my back.
You better be famous.
Like that.
Wait, do you have to show this to your whole class?
No.
Oh, okay.
If you smell
It's like Comcast. We'll pass it over.
what the Rock is cooking.
Let's go. So you remember the first question, which was just, what? Hold up. What is it? What makes you American? What makes someone American?
What makes somebody American?
Yeah. So in your perspective, definition, what do you think makes somebody American?
Well, for me, it's just like the citizenship, to be honest. Because in like certain levels, like I think it's just like, all right, everybody has their own definition of being American. So it's like whatever you wanna, whatever you want it to be, that's what it is. You know, because everybody has a different perspective, and as long as you have that citizenship, you're straight.
What?
Like,
So you're not over
look, personally, what I think. All right, look. It's literally everything that you do on a daily basis. I feel like, you know, you have the freedom to do whatever you want to do. You can say whatever you want to say. You know, privately, at least.
Yeah, at least you have the option to.
You know, maybe not on social media, but you know, you could say and think whatever you want, and I think that's like a luxury.
Or if you were to see this question being asked, what do you think was the intent? I guess.
The intent,
Yeah.
I think it'd be like, more for like appreciating what we have, because like not everybody around the world has like I said, like the luxury of being in like a free country, and like it's free to an extent, but like for the most part it's pretty free. you know.
Yeah.
Like it's like you can do whatever in terms of like business, in terms of like what you want to like pursue in life, like what you want to be doing, and you can like channel those like interests, hobbies, whatever, into something like monetary, and like you can like capitalize on what you want to do. Yeah, my parents are Peruvian. They come from, well, my dad is from Arequipa, Peru, which is like, and not even like that city, it's just like the mountains around Arequipa. And so he comes from a very underrepresented, underprivileged, and like very bare boned, like, you know, you had to like walk to get your water, you had to like take care of, you know, your livestock for food. And that, I mean, like, and when I go back to see where he came from, it's kind of like it gives you a whole different perspective on like what you have in terms of like where I'm at now in America. And my mom comes from like kind of like the same part, but she grew up in the city, like Lima, but she grew up in Callao, which is like notoriously dangerous. I didn't really know that. I remember I told you like my mom's from Callao, and you're like, what the fuck? Like it's crazy.
The assignment is called, I think, Hyphen Nation,
Mm-hmm.
which is a play on words with hyphenation.
Yeah.
And I think it was started by like the New York Times. They had a little segment where they were just asking people of different, I guess, backgrounds, like that hyphen, so African American or Asian American, Peruvian American, whatever, how they would see that. I feel like your answer pretty much summarized what it means to be. I think I'm jumping the gun, but like, because somebody would say, okay, I'm Peruvian American, and to me, being an American is a very like different thing than most people.
Mm-hmm.
It's living your lifestyle, maybe a traditional way.
Yeah.
But that you took it the more literal way, which is citizenship.
Yeah.
What makes you an American? Oh, I'm an American citizen, so therefore.
Yeah, because like I mean, like under the citizenship, there's like a whole, like, there's literally an entire group like perks to being a citizen here.
Yeah.
And it's like when I when I go back to Peru, it's like you don't have those perks. You know, it's not the same at least.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Because like it's like
just,
a third
just
world.
even holding that American passport holds a lot more value than.
Yeah. Yeah, people like die, like want to like come, like they literally kill like to come here.
Yeah.
They they do the most to come here. So it's like, and like also listening to like my parents' story. Like my dad crossed the border. My mom didn't necessarily, but like my dad did. And when he tells me like bits and pieces of his story, it's just like shit. Like I didn't like I don't know what it means to be here because I'm already here.
Yeah.
You know. So I don't necessarily like. That's why I took it so literal, because like it's so hard for me to like be like, yeah, this is what it means to be American. You know, if you can, you know, do this or that. You know, that's why it's like for me, it's just like black and white. Just
Yeah. No. I guess we'll just jump to the next one, which was a time or experience when you felt most American. I guess we'll just start with that part. So yeah, can you recall the time where you felt most American?
Yeah, when I went to school for the first time, like not high school, but like college. So when I was visiting UConn for the first time, that's where I was just like, damn, like I could really, I'm gonna like come here, I'm gonna like go to university, because like I'm first generation, so going to like a big university like that is like completely different, because we came from Hamilton, and that's our graduating class was 64 heads.
Yeah.
And our entire school from 7 to 12, it was like 450 heads.
Yeah, it's small, and the demographic there is what, like 50 Hispanic, 40 Black, and then
yeah,
the
95% minorities.
Yeah.
You know. So, and then like going to UConn, it was like a culture shock, but at the same, you know, like that for me, that was like, oh, I'm here to get my education. I'm like almost done too, like a year left, and I think that's when I felt the most American, because like education is like important. I feel like
okay,
it's a very like That's also
So that's
like
a
another-
very like American way, as opposed, I guess, to Peruvian, where most probably don't go to
exactly,
college.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's cool. That reaching that level
Yeah.
made you feel
Yeah, like just going to the campus and seeing how big it was. It was
okay. Was it the lifestyle, or was it just literally just the education? Cause like
literally just the education, like
Okay.
in like a broad aspect, because that's just because UConn, like the lifestyle, like the like where it was at, it was like in the farmland. Like that's not American to me. Like where it's surrounded, like the area, but like just having an education and like pursuing education, I think is the most American.
that's cool.
Yeah.
I guess you pretty much answered the second part, which was what about the experience made you feel that way? I guess it was the education, just getting the education.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a particular event. It was just literally
Yeah.
being there.
Yeah. No, it was yeah. I don't know how it made me feel in the in the moment because it was so long ago, but it was like it's just it was like a lot. Like there was like a lot going in my head. Like, oh, can I actually do it? You know, is it something that I'm made out for? You know, but and that's what was going in my head in the moment, I think. But I was like ready to like go. I think I remember.
You're like, I'm ready to leave the house.
I'm ready to like leave. I'm ready to like do different things. You know.
It could be independence. Independence.
Yeah,
is
that too.
American. Yeah.
That too. Yeah.
The second part, which is the opposite, pretty much, a time or experience when you felt least American.
All right. So, where I felt the least American. So my mom works as a house cleaner, and so I started like going to help her out as a house cleaner when I was like 13, 14 at the time. And so when I went to go do that, it's kind of it didn't make me like it's not the like it's not it just made me feel less American in that it just wasn't what I wanted to like have my mom doing or have me myself in the future doing. You know what I mean? Like because like she didn't get an education, like the highest she went was like high school, and her English isn't very good, so she's only limited to doing like stuff like cleaning the house. And so doing that and like having the idea of like my mom has been doing this for 20 plus years, like that's just something I don't like. When I see her doing that and like me actually like living that and like helping her out and doing that, I don't know, that something like that probably makes me feel.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
interesting. Both have something in common, which is
Yeah.
probably the
hyphen part.
the hyphen part. Yeah, but for both answers, I would say it's that financial independence or like what you can reach, like the potential,
Yeah.
right? Because it's funny that what made you feel most American is some of the most successful thing you've done in your whole life. Reaching college, that's pretty hard, and that's a good thing. And you got into a good college, so you must have been really proud of yourself. But that also shows like that education that you're gonna finish, you're gonna get a white collar job, a good career, and it basically leads to success.
Yeah.
So it's almost like your definition of being American, or your feeling of being American. I won't say success, but it's definitely like there's tiers to this, and
Yeah.
I would feel more American being here than being here.
And it's like so weird because being like Peruvian American, like you want to keep the whole culture that you grew up with, and it's like pursuing education like that. It's almost like I'm like being taken away from like the culture like that I grew up in, and like like going to like pursuing education and like being in a like you know like a prestigious like 4-year university. It's almost like I'm being like taken away from like the Peruvian side of my identity. You know what I mean? Because being Peruvian and like doing and like seeing like having that culture is completely different to what I'm doing currently. You know what I mean? Or like that like idea of life, like that lifestyle. You know what I mean? And so it's almost like I feel like I'm being taken away from like a culture that I've held so like dear to me, and it's when I come back here and it's like it's always the same, but you know, it's like when I'm there, it's like I'm getting, it's like I'm being taken away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This isn't part of the questions, but just talking to you makes me like wonder, because we have pretty different college experience.
Yeah.
I go there mostly for the class, and then I leave, come home.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty similar to high school, just different people.
Yeah.
Like the demographic is definitely different than our high school. But I feel like moving somewhere else and living there, creating a whole new community, circle of friends, I don't know how I would react. I guess it would be based on my friends, like who I become friends with. If I became friends with other Hispanics, then it'd probably be very similar to the way I am here. But let's say I became friends with different people of different backgrounds, then it's almost like, then I feel like I would naturally jump to that, what is the American lifestyle? Like, when I'm not with my parents and I am in front of other Americans, regardless of their background, how do they act? What's a normal household like? It wasn't mine, because
Right.
mine is very like Peruvian.
Yeah.
So I feel like I would act a different way than I did there. I would be not forced, but like just naturally I would want to adapt and like act American.
Yeah.
So do you have anything to add? Like, what's your perspective on that? How do you act over
Yeah,
there?
so like the first time I went to UConn, it was a struggle, because like you said, it's a whole different demographic. So it's literally 50% white student body, and so like my entire freshman floor was literally, they were all white except for the people who lived across me, who were like African Americans, and that's literally like who became my best friends in the process of just them being like living there like right across from me, and like them not being white, I feel like made that friendship like what it was, because it's not, I don't know, like, you know, it's just hard to relate with white people.
There's a little
especially
common
when,
struggle there.
you know, so because it's just like being white is like completely, especially in Connecticut too. Like Connecticut's a whole different demographic than New York, and especially like this part of New York. So yeah, no, it was a struggle. It's a culture shock. It was a lot to deal with, just because like and I was cool with my whole floor, but like they like acted a different way, and I didn't know how to act. Like I literally was like, I don't know how to like talk to these people. You know, it was kind of weird.
A way I would have spun, or not spun, but taken the question of when I felt like least American, I would have probably thought of a time where maybe like some, and it's hard to think. It's hard to think of like what I was gonna say is that maybe think of a time where something racist happened to me, or biased because of my race, or like someone like really looked down upon me because I wasn't American, like your typical American.
Right.
They really they put me down, and that made me feel least American.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I feel like, all right, so now that I like reflect back into that question, I feel like in that moment when I got there and the culture shock and not knowing how to like talk to a certain group of people who are actually American, you know, that was probably when I felt the least American, because I didn't in that moment I couldn't interact with people who were American, and I'm also American. You know what I mean? So it was almost like I didn't know if I was a part of the same group. You know?
Yeah.
It was it was
You're all
weird.
American, but at the end of the day,
Yeah.
there's still that hyphen, and I guess that's the point that the New York Times article was trying to get at.
Yeah.
That as long as you have the hyphen, something American, you can't really not say you're American, because you have your definition would literally be citizenship, so you're American. But I would say to a lot of people, they don't fit that American description or image.
Yeah. I think that hyphen brings a lot, because it's a culture. Like literally, that hyphen is the whole culture, And like, I mean, yeah, for us it's just like we're Peruvian Americans. For other people, you know, it's different. Yeah, whatever, American, whatever. African American especially because their whole and there's like different countries in Africa too. Like, it's not just Africa.
Yeah, to summarize the whole continent.
You know, like yeah, because there's like Nigerian Americans who are like, who to me are probably like one of the most ambitious.
Yeah, a lot of doctors.
A lot of doctors, a lot of like entrepreneurs. Ghana American, you can say that. One of my best friends is Ghana American. He's like, I think, you know, the different cultures. It's literally the culture that is what makes up that, you know, that hyphen. And so like I said, so like I was just like when I'm there now, like it's almost kind of like I'm getting stripped from that culture because I'm surrounded by so many Americans, like just Americans.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Completely different.